welcome. Thank you all for joining today's Lunch and Learn for 20th of April 2023. Very pleased that you can join us. I hope it's sunny where you are. It certainly is where I am. Today, we'll be joined by our colleagues from FormPipe, who have some very special applications to drive down cost of document output management. It's a very powerful tool. It's being used by a number of our customers with very successful results. Hence, I wanted to introduce FormPipe on this Lunch and Learn session. So without wasting any more time, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Phil Banner, and he will be joined shortly by Stefan Christensen, who will be providing a demonstration of the software as well. So over to you, Phil.
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this HSO Lunch and Learn webinar showcasing FormPipe and our flagship input-output document solution, Lasernet. My name is Phil Banner, the FormPipe Partner Manager for HSO, and I'm joined by Stefan, a Business Solutions Consultant, who will shortly bring to life our solution with a live demo. In a short lunchtime session today, we will cover an intro to FormPipe and our solutions, why people use us, what problems we solve, and some examples. For the more technically minded, Stefan will give an explanation of our Lasernet architecture and hopefully a live demo. Finally, we open the floor for a Q&A, so if you would like to put any questions in the chat, we will try and answer them at the end. For those of you who have not come across FormPipe before, we are a Swedish listed company employing over 300 people in 5 countries and delivering our solutions worldwide through HSO, one of our ERP global partners. FormPipe are vertically agnostic. We can transform any ERP or legacy system data. We are an MS preferred solution provider, as Lasernet is fully integrated into the Dynamics ecosystem, F&O, CE, and now BC. We are part of PEAK, which is the Advanced Release Review Group, ensuring fully compatible Dynamics connectors at least 4 weeks in advance of each D365 release. Connectors are deployed using lifecycle services, which is the MS Dynamics preferred release methodology. So Lasernet has been around for over 30 years and has been continuously developed. V11 is coming soon. Today, it can take data from any ERP or legacy system and transform this via our Forms engine into professional, customer-facing docs that any organization would be proud of. So what can Lasernet do? It can design whatever digital output you need, uses Dynamics 365 transactional data. It incorporates graphics, imagery, barcodes, promotional messaging, and even QR response tracking into your documents. Lasernet can print to any device, and the output can be distributed onwards externally via multiple media channels. So some typical Lasernet uses. Our D365 F&O CE connector integrates Lasernet within CE Sales CRM, enabling you to create dynamic invoices and statements. You can even design dynamic product catalogs using Lasernet to reflect each individual store's offering, catering for seasonality and stock availability with minimal time and effort. You can use Lasernet as it's fully DocuSign compatible and has retail point of sale output connectors. It's widely used in retail for dispatch notes, picking lists, digital receipts, etc. It can enable PDF mail attachments and bulk batch emails. Welcome letters can be generated and sent en masse. OCR input, so hard copy can be scanned into the system. Mobile device output, compatible with any home worker, home office printers, avoiding the headache of trying to configure people now working remotely. Distributors use Lasernet for bespoke designed carrier labels and barcodes. So we can send out professional document designs across the whole organization, combining product images on receipts via multi-channel output. Any printer, any device, any format, i.e. HTML, SMS, PDF, EDI, etc. So some HSO clients have already used the product. With over 2,500 installations globally to date, why do customers tell us they choose Lasernet? Because of the challenges we can solve. It enables a rapid generation of documents, easy to design and reducing complexity using wizards and tools built within our solution. Means that there are no need for expensive programmers. We use common designs, ensuring global brand conformity across all markets, all currencies, all countries, and all languages. We can distribute documents easily. It's scalable. It facilitates batch distribution via multiple channels. Autoform DM, we have an archival storage module which searches documents using Lasernet metadata, retrieving them in their entirety. The D365 single sign-on enables you to reuse legally admissible reprints via CE CRM dashboard, which is fast and secure. The Autoform DM has unlimited archival storage capacity via the cloud. We have a Lasernet connector, which is the lightweight module, but with all the editing wizards and output distribution functionality. It's easy to use UI for rapid design and onward distribution of your documents. The typical installation is under 1 hour, an XML-based input-output data converter. We save you time and money with 24 standard template reports, preloaded, and with more to come. I'm now going to hand over to Stefan to describe the architecture in more detail and show you the product. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. I will switch over to my screen and set my PowerPoint in presentation mode. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Phil, is it okay? Any confirmation you can see my screen?
Yes, we
can see your screen.
Yeah. Great, thanks. I was just waiting for, okay, good. So yeah, I'm Stefan Christiansen. I'm working in business solution where we specialize in what we can do for different businesses where Lasernet fits in. So today I'm going to talk about the architecture of how Lasernet works and also give you a quick demonstration of how it actually works when you use it in F&O. So what you see on my screen right now is the basic of our integration. In the left side, you can see we have dynamics. We can either print SS reports, queries, just SS reports, as you know from the default report you print from Dynamics. And then you can see it goes over to what we call the Lasernet connector. It's the connector we can install inside Dynamics through the LCS, as Phil said. Once we insert our connector into the Dynamics F&O, we are able to print any report already in there, or we can even create new reports with the table information you need from any database field inside Dynamics. Once you print a report, click on the print button. What actually happens is it creates an XML file that goes over to the Lasernet server. The Lasernet server can be local in your environment if you want. It can be online. I'll get back to online later. Just next slide. So once you press the print button, it creates the XML file, it goes to the Lasernet server, and then inside the Lasernet server, you can see it has in the top of it, Lasernet Developer, which is a tool we have where you can actually edit and manage your documents in a flawless way. And I will show that in the demo very soon. Then we can archive it back to Dynamics. You can also use an archive solution we have in the bottom, you can see called Autoform DM, which is also just another archive solution. But then it goes back to Dynamics, and you will, of course, be able to find your documents directly inside Dynamics. It's also the Lasernet server that will do the outputting. So you can see like emailing, printing, SMS, webbing, and you can get like any format, almost any format you want, like PDF, Excel, Word, JSON, XML, CSV, I can go on. But that is the core fundamental of how it works, that we have a connector inside Dynamics, we print an XML file to Lasernet, and then it puts out an output. There we go. If you don't want a solution, you could say, inside your own environment, or you want it actually to be hosted, we have a SaaS solution, also called software as a service, where FormPipe is going to, you can say, host your solution. So in the left side, you have Dynamics or an API solution. What we mean with the REST API means that basically any ERP system you have, or any system you can think of which can deliver a file to an API, we can receive that file and also create a cool output from that. But now I will be focusing on Dynamics. So you have Dynamics that still is in your environment, or maybe Microsoft environment. Then you deliver to all our online solution, where we will be hosting Lasernet, even Autoform DM if you needed another archive system, where we will of course be patching, updating, making sure that the servers are always fresh and good. And then from there, our online service, you can email, print, even use a DocuSign solution, scanning and batching. So this is just to say that this solution we have here, you can have it locally in your environment, or you can even get us to host it for you, where we will be taking care of upgrades and performance issues if there was anyone. In the left side, you will be seeing this is a standard SS report. Yeah, I know we picked a pretty boring one from the SS report. It's a purchase order. So directly from the, you can say, a new environment that you print to normal screen. Then in the right side, you will be able to have a Lasernet design, which can be actually created by drag and drop. We can have images, data-driven graphics, transactions, promotion messages, and so on, like images, anything you want to have, even QR codes and barcodes if you want. So if you have like a warehouse, you want to scan things on the paper, we could do that. The picture you're seeing right now in front of you is actually the designer we have. So when you're designing a document, you can see in the left side, we have the data, which is coming from Dynamics. And in the right side, we're having our design. It's drag and drop. You can move around the fields, change the colors. If you know how to use Word, this one will look familiar, because in the top, you have like font size, you have bold, italic, underline, colors, etc. And now it is time for a quick demonstration. So, of course, I will just boot up my Dynamics F&O. It will be on in a moment. I'm refreshing all my windows. Whenever it wants to come up with an old FO Dynamics. Okay, so while we're waiting on F&O Dynamics to pop up, whenever it wants to, what I was about to show you is that I will be printing a standard sales confirmation, which will then go over to our license server. What you see in front of you right now is that, I know it looks like a spider web. What you see here is how the configuration is actually working, that we have inputs, engines, outputs. I will not dive too much into this, because then we would be here for a long time. But if I go to the form list, what you see here is actually the documents that we can deliver from day one. This is different templates that we are coming out with. So if you install the solution, you'll be able to have these designs in there from day one. For example, the one that I'm going to talk about is the sales confirmation. When going inside the sales confirmation, and if I, for example, in this case, press F12, it will load in the latest data, which I just printed from Dynamics. In this case, the one I was actually about to print now. Let's see if my Dynamics is up now. That's good. In this case here, this is the one I would have been printed. I will print it in a moment for you. So this is the designer. We have our data in the left side and our designing in the right side. Since the Dynamics is working now, let's do that. Go to modules, account receivable, sales orders. It is slow today. Well, it's not gonna stop me. So here in as we go back to the designer while waiting on it to open up the sales confirm, or the sales orders. The left side here again, we have the data. Right side, we have our design. See, the cool thing is like I can actually by drag and drop in moving around all the fields. So if I, for example, click on confirmation here, I could move it over here. We can even change the font of it. So let's put it on 20 and move it to here. So now we have a second field, or we have a field that we just changed. You know the situation, you want the logo to go to the left side, right side, and you have to do some programming and designing, which take time, so you have to restart your F&O to actually get it through. The cool thing is here, I can just click save and patch, and it will actually go live on the server, which I will show you here. So I'm going to do a performer confirmation. We have a sales order here. And it will pop up in a minute with the printing options. We have it right here. There we go. So if I click printer setup, confirmation, good. Normally you have print archive, screen, printer, file, email, etc. In our case, we now have additional because I have added the report sales confirm in our Lasernet connector. We have Lasernet screen, which of course is going to print to the screen. We have print where you can pick any printer that is like locally installed or any network printer. The cool thing is here that we can actually support any printers you have in the organization by saying if you have an office in Australia, an office in the UK, they have different printing servers, different printing locations, domain, all that technical things that which makes them not possible to print to each other. We can still print to them because we have a print cloud connector solution where no matter where it is, as long as the printer is actually able to connect to the internet, like the print server that is in the building, any computer in the building, we can print to the server. So that's really cool. So you'll be able to have this drop down here and print to any printers you have in the company. We also have emailing where you can send out a, say, a hard-coded email where you write into CC, BCC, subject, and body. We have custom port, which means you can have like any custom solution you could think of, SharePoint, anywhere like other places you wanted to save the file or any custom flow, we could set that up. We have fax. And then we got the strong one, the predefined one, which is for batch jobs. You can set up a batch job where it will automatically pick the email of all the customers' emails. For example, when you go into contact card on a customer, you can select, you can set in different emails and give them purposes like roles, sales email, custom email, contact email. We can set it up automatically to pick up these emails in an order. So always take first the sales email, then go for the next email. And if there's no email at all, we could also set up a like a failover solution where it sends an email to the company and tells them this customer doesn't have a contact email, for example. Just to give you the options we have here. So now I will be printing to Lasernet screen, so we get it on the screen. As you might have seen here, next to my print setup button, we also have a Lasernet screen button, which is what we call a smart button. We can like add a print button like to any interface in Dynamics. So if you want to have a very quick button, automatically goes to the screen, automatically sends an email to the customer, then you can just hit this button and it will do the task that you have told it to. So in this case now I clicked on Lasernet screen and it will then go to my Lasernet screen. As we saw, my server isn't that fast right now. We're just going to skip back here to Lasernet. So in this case, I'm going to click on my save button here because we just did this change here with making confirmation even bigger. Close. Once I've done my change, you saw that we had the little header in the top, say confirmation. Now I've made it bigger, moved it position. We're going to say commit my changes. This is where we are changing. So I'm going to like changed header in sales con. If I spelled it right. And OK. And then the last step we have is deploying, because if you're multiple people working in here, you can have different changes you want to commit into one big pool of changes. And then once you hit the deploy button, it will be deployed, which is very cool that you could go in and back behind the scenes and see who deployed what and who committed which changes with which nodes on. So now we're just going to wait for my server to pop up this confirmation. While waiting for the confirmation, it should be here in a moment. While waiting for that, oh, there we go, faster than I thought. So here you see, this is the confirmation. This is the one that we have in our default configuration. As you can see right now, the confirmation up here in the top right corner is actually the small one because I haven't deployed my changes yet. And this is just to show you that no matter which changes we do on the sales confirm, it could actually also be something cool as if I go down in my data here, you will see that we have a field down here, which is the company's co-reg number, which we don't have yet on it. I could add it up here if I wanted. That doesn't look so good, but theoretically, now we have this field here, which is a new field from my data. We could do a commit again. I'll skip the comments. You should probably done, but yeah, there we go. Did it change? Yeah, it did change. Commit. And then I will click now deploy, which means it's gonna change my header. It's gonna add the additional field we needed. And now, if I go back and print it one more time, take a performer confirmation. There you go, Lasernet screen. Lasernet screen. Good. So this will pop up on my screen in probably 30 seconds, which is going to show you that the changes I just did actually worked. Instead of just sitting and steering on that, we're going to continue my slide. And then we will go back to that in a minute. That was wrong. There we go. So as you can see, after the demo here now, what we just saw is that we have our reports inside the connector. We are able to print it through the Lasernet destinations. We are able to change the design directly in our Lasernet developer, save them, and throw them out. So in total, this means we are able to add additional fields. Any report in the Dynamics, any report you have in there, you can add additional fields. So you can go into sales confirm, sales invoice, add any fields from any table. You can even add more table relations. Quite fast bit. Then we could do destinations, which is you can output to like any destination you want, emailing, custom outputs. We also have different formats. You can do PDF, Excel, Word, and etc. And we also have the archiving into normal Dynamics, or you can use a third solution for archiving, or you can even use Autoform DM, which is a solution we also have. We have the Lasernet design, the developer, which you just saw on the screen now. We have a failover solution in case a server goes down. We can have a second Lasernet server standing ready and take over. And we also have print management, which is the one I talked to you about when we showed you the Lasernet predefined, where it can automatically send email printing like a long order. You can tell it to do in different steps, where the user just needs to press on the print button. The next slide is for Phil, but before I give it to Phil, I just want to show you here. This is the result of my changes. You saw I made a bigger header here. I moved it down here and I added the company co-reg number here. So just to show you, we can add different designs in seconds, minutes in this case, because my server was slow. Phil, over to you.
Thank you, Stefan. That was excellent. So I'm now going to just conclude the presentation and talk about why consider Lasernet. So you can design professional customer-facing docs without expensive, time-consuming programming. The template supplied with Lasernet Connector enables rapid development, which reduces time to deployment, which reduces project risk and project costs. One or two docs deployed quickly using Lasernet can more than achieve your return on investment. And there's much more potential when you consider all the wider applications, barcodes, receipts, catalogs, etc. The savings will be multiplied. So don't leave your documents to chance.
thank you very much for your time and attendance today. Look forward to catching up with everybody again in about a month's time, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.